Welcome to another video guys, and in this video I'm PPFing this G80 M3 Competition and it's running 750 horsepower. Which is crazy. But anyway, our job is to fully PPF this, and in this video I'm going to show you how I do that.
The key to a great paint protection film install is to make sure the paint is perfectly prepped. So this means doing a full decon wash, which we're doing here. The most important bit we've got to get is all the edges on every panel, because this is where we're going to tuck the edges round and they need to stick. Once we've got the car clean, we're going to use our tar and glue remover to remove any tar stuck to the paint, as well as a fallout remover to remove any iron on the paint. We'll rinse that off, and once this is done and dry, we will get the car in. Then we're going to carefully locate it onto the lift so we can get to every panel with ease.
Before we even start with our PPF, there is some PPF on this car from factory. It happens to be the rear arches on this. That's because most road stone chips flick up onto them rear arches and cause damage. So let's take them off.
So we don't risk pulling any paint with the PPF, we want to heat it up with a steamer and gradually take it off. Once it's off, we're going to use a tar and glue remover to remove any glue residue. Do the same to the other side, and then that's done.
So now that we've got the car and it's all prepped, we're now going to head to our plotter, which is a special machine which will cut out the new PPF exactly to the patterns we need. So I'm going to head there now and show you how it works.
I'm simply going to find the model and make of the car we're working with in the software, and it should have the correct patterns. Obviously double check, press print, and then this machine will cut out them patterns millimetre perfect. It's crazy how this machine works.
Now that I've cut all the patterns of the plotter, we're going to go ahead and fit the bonnet. But the bonnet we're actually going to bulk fit, which basically means using a bit of uncut PPF, applying it, and then cutting it. I'm going to show you the reason why we do that to the bonnet now.
So first things first, we want to make sure no dust is on the panel. So we're going to put a slip solution on there, squeegee all the dust off, so we've got a clean surface to work with. Apply our slip solution again so the PPF doesn't stick to the panel when we lay it on. Also apply a slip solution to the back of the PPF. Then we're going to lay the PPF onto the panel, locating the corners and tacking them down. When tacking down, we want to stretch the PPF over so we have no wrinkles in the middle of the panel. Once we've tacked it down, we're then going to slowly squeegee the slip solution out, which will then bond the PPF to the panel. As long as we keep the PPF underneath moist, it will not stick to the panel, so we can take our time and do not rush when it comes to PPF. These little bonnet scoops here were the hardest part of this bonnet, as they wanted to go in every different direction. Then we're going to seal the edges down of the bonnet simply by putting our tack solution in there. Then we're going to trim the edges so we've got a little skirt around the edge. This is so we can tuck it in. Using a tack solution, we're going to remove all the slip solution around the edge so we can tuck the edges down. This is one of the main reasons I like to bulk a bonnet, is so we can have an edgeless finish all round. We're then going to use our heat gun to tuck the skirt round so we get an edgeless bonnet.
Now, would you look at that? Once it's dried out, you won't even tell there's PPF on there, because we've tucked it round all those edges, and like I showed, the reason why we bulk it is so on these corners we can completely tuck it in there and hide it, because obviously the bonnet is the bit you look at most. So now that's done, them patterns we just cut from the plotter we're going to now fit to the car. So let's get cracking.
Again, let's spray on our slip solution so there's no dust, apply the panel, tack on the corners, line it up and squeegee out the slip solution. This is pretty much the process of each panel. Each panel can be more difficult than the other, doors being the easiest because they are just one square piece. But again, we just want to tack down the corners, and as you can see, what I'm going to do here is make sure no air is in there because we will get silver in all air pockets. Other than the prep work, the key of a perfect install is using lots of slip solution, so any dust under there gets removed when we use the squeegee. Because this is a full coverage, we're even going to include all these little bits of carbon on the skirts, on the bumpers and even the roof. So these are very fiddly little bits, but when it's done it's going to look great. We're going to remove any little bits that make our life easier for when we come to tucking round, because this is a very big panel we're about to apply. This rear quarter is one single piece. And as you can see, it takes a long time and a lot of patience to fit these kind of panels. Then, like we've done before, fit the other two doors on the other side exactly the same how we fit the other ones, and that is nearly the car done. Even though I've been doing this for a while now, I still find it so satisfying.
Some cars it's really easy, but in some cars like this, the bumper can be a pain in the bum. Just look at all those sharp edges. So let's try and get this fitted, and I'm going to show you how I do it.
So let's switch to a bit of POV, and I'm going to show you how we fit this bumper. And yes, bumpers can be very difficult. So we want to start by lining up the top, because that's where the badge is, and then work our way around. So line up any little bits like the cameras, stretch it to the corners of the bumper, tack it down, again line up any bits like this. So getting this badge down was a little bit difficult because it was in a bit of a recess on this bumper, but we managed to get it down with some tack solution. Then make sure the rest of it's got loads of slip on it so it's not drying out. Line up the bumper, squeegee it down, any sensors again, and then let's get out all that slip solution. Then, like we've done before, tuck in those edges and it's done.
Woo! That was hard, but it's on there and it looks really good. That is now every panel covered in PPF. Our job now is to go round each panel and make sure all the edges are stuck down by heating them up with a heat gun. So let's quickly go around and show you how that's done.
This is the final but essential part of a good PPF install, is we now need to heat up all the edges so they do not lift in the future. We may also need to do a little bit of trimming, but if we've installed the patterns correctly, this will be at a minimum.
After a whole week's work, the M3 is now done, and I think you're going to agree, it looks incredible. Thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you're as happy as I am with these results because it looks incredible and you can't even tell it's got PPF on it. And if you want to see more footage like this, hit that like and subscribe button and I will see you on the next one.